Everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how to rotate live camera preview in Expo React Native application for Android using CameraX and Media3 effect. So let's get started. So first I'll show you guys the output. I have already created the output for you. I have recorded the output. So here you can see, I'll just play this. So first you need to give the camera permission, then this will display your live camera preview. So I have rotated it by 45 degrees, that's why you are seeing it like this, but currently it occupies the entire width and height of the screen. When you click on the capture button, here you can see the image is displayed inside an image view as well. So yeah, let's get started on how to do this. So here what the next step is to create an Expo React Native project. So you can just run this command inside your terminal and it will create an Expo React Native project for you. It will ask you for your app name, just give it some app name. Now just to quickly show you the documentation as well, there are multiple ways to create an Expo React Native project. I'm using this blank TypeScript template as you can see over here, but if you want you can use all these other templates as well. The reason I'm using this blank TypeScript template is because it creates a blank less boilerplate code with TypeScript support, that's why. Okay, once that is done, you need to go to this URL over here. So like I said, will be writing native code. I'm not using any third-party library. Also the Expo version which I'm using is 53.0.2. Unfortunately, the Expo guys have still not updated to React Native 80, which has been released a month ago from the time me recording this video, but they still haven't updated it. I don't know why, but anyways, for our case this is fine. That I don't think there will be any breaking changes as such. So just go to this URL next. So here you will have to select Android device, select development build, and I have already done all these steps. So here you will have to select your own operating system. I have already ran this command. I have set the Java home as well. I have also set up Android Studio as well. So if you haven't done this, you will have to follow this documentation, then do this particular bit of stuff, then do this particular bit of stuff. Then you will have to cd to your application, so the Expo React Native application inside your terminal, the cd to my app or whatever is your Expo React Native project name, and then just run this command. So this will install this Expo dev client dependencies as well. So you'll have to run this command. Once you run this command, you will have to run this command over here, npx expo run android. Once you run this command, you should see this Android folder being created for you. It will also ask you like, do you want to run your application on a simulator or a real device? So you don't have to run it, you can just press Ctrl C. We'll run it at the very end once the application is done, once we finish writing code, because we will be writing native code, right? So you can't just hot reload or hot refresh. You will have to run it from the start, so no point in running it now. Okay, then we need to create this module. So for that you need to go to this particular documentation. Like I said, this is only for Android, so we are not concentrating on iOS. So I'll open it inside a new tab, and here you can see you first need to run this command. Okay, then it will ask you some questions like what should be the module name. Don't enter anything, just press enter. That's it, and it will give you this, it should create this folder for you, modules, my module, that's it. Okay, now I'll just close this. Now a few things which you need to do. So first you need to go to the src folder, go to my module.type.ts, and here you can see this is the URL. Like, this is the thing which we will use for sending, this key we will be using for sending the image URL from native Android side to Expo React Native side. Okay, now here I have commented this particular thing out. Now this all thing was present by default, I have not added this by myself. I will tell you what I have changed. I have commented these two things out. Now don't get confused by this URL and this URL. This URL is for sending the data back from native Android side or from native side to Expo React Native side, and this basically is a prop. We are not using any prop, so I have commented this out. And this particular thing is same what I have written over here. I have just changed the name on image taken just so that it makes more sense in our case. That's why, that's the only thing which I have changed. Okay, and I don't think I have changed anything inside my module. Just check once. I think this should be the same for you as well. Then once that is done, you need to go to the Android folder. You need to go to build.gradle, and here you need to add this dependencies block. So here you need to add this camera core, then this camera 2, camera lifecycle, camera view, then Android X camera Media3 effect, which is still in alpha at the time of me recording this video, and this Media3 effect as well. If this library does become stable, make sure you use the stable version. Then Android X app compat 1.7.0 as well. Okay, once you add all this, you need to go to the main Android folder, go to app, src, main android manifest.xml, and here you can see we need to add two things. First is this uses feature of android hardware camera as well as this camera permission, so make sure you add these two things. Now we also require this write external storage, but this was added by default when we create an Expo React Native project, so I don't need to add it. Okay, and also the internet permission is a good thing to do. Okay, once that is done, let's just see how to use it. We'll see the implementation in a bit. So just go to app.tsx, and here are all the imports which I have written, so feel free to pause the video and copy all these imports. Then here we have one state for image URL, one state just to check whether camera permission was granted or not. Then here I am just checking whether the Android version is greater than 10 or not, greater than equal to 10, because from Android 10 we don't require the write external storage permission. So that's what I'm doing over here inside this method. Depending on the Android version, we are asking for the required permission, and here you can see once the permission has been granted, we just change the state of this particular variable over here as well. Okay, and inside use effect we just call this particular method over here. Once image URL is not equal to empty, then we'll just display the image using the image React Native image element. If it is empty, like at the default it is empty, and if camera permission is granted, then we just display this camera preview as well as our capture button. Else we just say display a text saying camera permission not granted, and these are the styles for that particular thing as well. Okay, then again you need to go to module, my module, go to src java, and here you first need to go to my module.kt. Okay, first you need to add this particular import. Now why we need to add this? Because we need to annotate this my module @unstable API. This is because this Media3 effect libraries are bit like this is an alpha, right? But this unstable API is because of this particular library. Even though this is stable, the API is bit unstable. This is one of the quirks of Android development. Hopefully by the time you guys watch this video, they hopefully resolve this issue, but at least at the time of me recording we need to add this. Okay, and rest everything I have kept it as it is. Then just scroll down, and here inside my module we have commented this out because we are not passing any prof. So to comment out things in Kotlin, you just have to add this // and here also I have commented this out, events on load, and here I have this events on image taken, because that's the type which we are using over here, right? That's why I'm using events on image taken. That's the only change which you need to make. Now let's see the actual code on how to do this. This thing is, you need to open this my module view.kt file, and in this file you will see some code present in this particular class. You will just have to delete the default code which is present. Okay, then just come at the top and you will have to copy all these imports which are present. So feel free to pause the video and just copy all these imports. Then you have to annotate this class with @unstable API, because in this particular class itself we are using the Media3 APIs which are unstable at the time of me recording this video, and that's why we have to annotate this class as unstable. Now given that this class is used inside my module.kt, that's why my module.kt was also annotated with @unstable annotation. Then here we have our event dispatcher of on image taken. Here we get hold of our activity. Here is our frame layout. Then here we have this camera preview image capture. Here is our capture button, here is our preview view, here is our camera executor service, and here is our process camera provider. Here we get our back facing lens. Here we initialize the frame layout params of our frame layout, add it to our parent view. Then viewfinder is basically the camera preview view, so we also set layout params for that. Then here we call this method. I'll come back to this why we are exactly doing this. Then we add the frame layout.add view, passing in our viewfinder. Then here we set the text, background color as well as text color and alpha to our capture button. Then we set layout params for our button as well, and then add the button to our frame layout. We also set a click listener on our capture button, sorry. Then here we override on attached to window, and if we have the camera permission, then we just call setup camera, and inside on detach from window we just shut down our camera executor as well as unbind our camera provider. Now this particular method which I was talking about, I have copied it from this particular URL. So this is an issue which has been open in GitHub's React Native's GitHub repo since past 8 years. They have still not fixed it. The reason why we need to copy this code is because by default you will see a black screen if you don't copy this code because of the issue in React Native's code. So to display the live camera preview, we need to copy this particular bit of code as well. So it is basically a hack which we are doing. Then here we call setup camera, where we add a listener to it. Here we set our camera provider. Here we bind our camera use case. Here we get the rotation as well. Here we assign our camera provider. Then here we get the back facing lens. Here is our aspect ratio strategy. Here is our resolution selector as well. Here we initialize our preview view. Here we initialize our image capture as well. Then here we pass use case group builder, add our preview use case as well as image capture use case. Then here we initialize our Media3 effect. Here we set the effect. So this is important. So here we use this scale and rotate transformation, and here I set the rotation degree as 45f, but instead of 45f you can play around with this value to whatever you like. Then here we add the Media3 effect to our use case group builder. We unbind our camera provider, we bind it to the life cycle, we assign it to our camera. Then here we set our surface provider as well. Here we initialize a take photo method. So here we get our image capture. Here is our simple date format. Here we initialize content value by passing the display name, mime type, and if Android version greater than p, we also set the relative path. Then here we do image capture dot output file options. Then we do image capture dot take picture, passing in the output options, and here we override on image saved. So here you get the URI of the saved image. So we send it back to React Native side with the help of this particular method over here. Then we unbind our camera provider. Here we just have a method to check whether we have the proper camera permission or not, and here we have defined two variables, tag and file name format. So yeah, that's all there is to it. If you have any questions, do let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Bye.